Taiwan. I'm Sandy Shi with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's main international airport is seeing a record number of post-pandemic travelers on the first day of the Lunar New Year holiday. More than 150,000 travelers are expected to pass through Taoyuan Airport on Saturday, the highest number since COVID. Additional personnel were added to the airport security and immigration teams to make sure operations were smooth. People are taking advantage of this year's week-long break to go on vacation. Taiwan's cabinet is freezing half of all subsidies for local governments. As Rick Lau reports, it comes as the central government faces a massive budget cut by opposition lawmakers.
An inauspicious start to the Lunar New Year holiday in Taiwan's second largest city, Kaohsiung, as the city's mayor reacts to news that local government subsidies are being slashed.
南部的这些交通建设正在起步，那结果这样大笔一挥，让人家觉得欲哭无泪了哈。整个过年的心情也都非常的不好。
Taiwan's central government is facing a $6.35 billion budget cut, or more than 6% of the proposed total, passed by the opposition-dominated legislature, which says it wants to cut down on wasteful government spending. The country's premier describes the cuts as suicidal and said they will impact everything from energy prices to national defence. And officials say if the central government has no funds, there's nothing to pass on to local governments.
我们没钱就是没有钱啊，冻结的意思就是要等解冻才能用啊，解冻的程序是要按照立法院的要求，有提出专案报告同意后才能够解冻。但是目前我们自己会比较悲观。
Taiwan's government is split. Although the Democratic Progressive Party won a historic third term in a row in the presidency, the legislature is in the hands of two major opposition groups. This deep political division has caused brawls inside the legislature as the opposition passed controversial bills and prompted tens of thousands of people to take to the streets in protest. Both sides accuse the other of playing politics with the budget.
这个恶因蓝白疯狂，而且无差别的，而且是有仇恨式的这个预算删减，我们觉得是蛮可惜、蛮遗憾。
如果冻结3%，就会影响中央政府的整体运作。那冻结50%，那我想是不是要摊贩整个县市政府呢？
This latest move from the cabinet means local subsidy projects have just half their normal funding, but welfare subsidies are protected. Taiwan's cabinet has urged lawmakers to rethink this budget before it's too late, with local officials on both sides of the political fence already feeling the pinch. Wang and Rick Lau for TaiwanPlus.
In his first phone call with China's foreign minister, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio reportedly said the U.S. does not support Taiwan independence. Chinese state media said Rubio told Wang he hopes Taiwan and China will find a peaceful solution that both sides can accept. Rubio's statement aligns with the U.S. stance of recognizing the People's Republic of China as the only legitimate China and acknowledging without endorsing Beijing's claims on Taiwan. This was not in the U.S. State Department's press release, which said Rubio raised, quote, serious concern over China's coercive actions against Taiwan and the South China Sea. Rubio called China the biggest threat to U.S. prosperity during his Senate confirmation hearing. The Philippines says Chinese Coast Guard ships and a Navy helicopter harassed its research vessels in the South China Sea. The Philippines Coast Guard says the ships had to cancel a scientific survey because of what it called dangerous Chinese activity. The incident took place near Taitung Island, which is administered by the Philippines, but it's close to a Chinese-controlled reef. Much of the South China Sea is contested. China is taking another step towards reviving tourism with Taiwan, with some tour operators applying to come to Taiwan for tour inspection visits. China plans to allow group tours from Fujian province and Shanghai. Most group tourism between the two sides has been banned for years. Currently, tourists from Fujian are allowed to visit Taiwan's outlying islands of Jinmen and Matsu. Taiwan's Mainland Affairs Council says it welcomes the move to start group tours, but says details need to be hammered out by organizations dedicated to handling cross-strait tourism issues. It's been just over 20 years since Thailand's tourist hotspot of Phuket was devastated by the Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami. And while the island's community and economy have bounced back, residents are now facing a new and growing problem. Jonathan Kaplan reports.
Thailand's Phuket Island, a jewel of the Andaman Sea, known for its white sand beaches, pulsing nightlife, and warm, inviting waters, drawing over 10 million visitors a year. But beneath the surface is a wasteland. The surge of post-pandemic tourism and explosion of development on the island is bringing with it a mounting challenge. Heaps of waste piling up out of the view of tourists. Phuket's economy is dependent on tourism, and visitors keep coming. From construction detritus to consumer plastics and food waste, the garbage just keeps coming. And the island's one trash incinerator is overwhelmed.
การเติบโตของเมืองเนี่ยมันก้าวกระโดดมากกว่าที่ควรจะเป็นเพราะอย่างนั้นมันก็เลยอาจจะแปลเป็นวิกฤตทางการจัดการบริหารจัดการขยะในจังหวัดภูเก็ตเองซึ่งตอนนี้เองทางเทศบาลเองก็ต้องรองรับในส่วนของว่าเราพูดในลักษณะของวิกฤต worst case จริงๆว่าเราเองก็ต้องเตรียมพื้นที่ที่จะรองรับให้ได้ 1,400 ถึง 1,500 ตันต่อวันนะครับเพื่อที่จะรองรับไปในอีก 2-3 ปีข้างหน้าจนกว่าเตาเผาขยะใหม่จะสร้างเสร็จ
The small community of Sapanhin used to have pristine views of rolling hills. Now, residents like Vasana and her 3 children look out upon a growing landfill that is spoiling more than just the scenery.
ชีวิตนอกบ้านไม่มีเลยอยู่แต่ในบ้านบางทีก็ใส่แมสนะมันหมิ่นเวลาหมิ่นเยอะมันเล็ดรอดมาต้องใส่แมสนะต้องเปิดแอร์เปิดเครื่องฟอกอากาศตลอดเวลาเลยค่าไฟนี่ขึ้นสูงมากแต่ละเดือนสูงถึง 6,000 ต่อเดือนใช่เพราะต้องเปิดตลอดเวลาทุกอย่าง
The government and private agencies are scrambling to find solutions. The island's second incinerator will be able to handle up to 500 tons of trash a day, but that's not till late 2026 at the earliest. Another plan is to convert some of the waste into a type of solid fuel. Hotels are promising to cut back on disposable products. In November 2024, the global regulatory body for sustainable tourism made a 5-day assessment of Phuket. They provided guidelines for it to achieve status as a sustainable tourism destination by 2026, but noted some stumbling blocks. Government-registered hotels are on board with waste reduction measures, but they only make up 30% of tourist accommodation.
But the others, not only the safety matters, how to regulate waste management, solid waste management, and other energy, water, the many other things. It's not regulated.
That lack of regulation makes getting control over the problem all the more difficult. The national government wants to see Phuket certified sustainable, a first for Thailand. And local authorities are trying to deal with the trash crisis. But a resolution could be years away. For families like Vasana's living next to an ever-growing landfill, the matter is urgent.
อยากให้ลูกมาวิ่งเล่นข้างนอกอยากให้แบบได้แบบมาสูดอากาศบ้างค่ะลูกไม่ได้ออกมาเลยคนเล็กนี่คลอดมา3 เดือนไม่ได้ออกมาข้างนอกเลยไม่ได้ออกมาหน้าบ้านเลยขึ้นรถก็ออกไปข้างนอกหมู่บ้านเลยไม่ได้มานั่งอยู่ตรงนี้เลย
For now, one thing is certain. The deluge of tourists to Phuket will not let up. And with them, more money, more development, and more garbage. Kama Xu and Jonathan Kaplan for TaiwanPlus.
In southern Taiwan, the saying, one person's trash is another's treasure, is being taken to heart. Billy Wu has this story on how Yunlin County is turning incinerator ash into creative products.
These small plant pots and aroma stones that can brighten up any desk may look like ordinary knickknacks, but they are made from something extraordinary, recycled incinerator ash, giving refuse renewed life in southern Taiwan's Yunlin County.
特别就是把粉化再生粒料，然后就是增加那个去化管道，然后把它做成香氛石，让这部分也是说加大的，就是说推广的管道，让民众可以了解说粉化再生粒料有其他更多的用途。
The county of more than 600,000 people has long grappled with the garbage crisis, accumulating 150,000 tons of waste by 2024. Without its own incinerator, Yunlin has to send its trash to another county for incineration. The ashes are then returned to Yunlin for disposal. So, through a multi-step process and rigorous testing to make sure it's safe, the local government has found a way to transform incinerator ash into materials with a wide range of uses. Like these small creations, the officials are now sharing with residents, who see it as a win-win, helping the planet while creating a more positive work environment.
让它资源再利用，那拿到这些小物，包括说这个盆栽，可以它做有那个绿色植物的那个心情，其实是对大家在工作上以及在环境上更友善。
Beyond creating small everyday items, the recycled ash is also being integrated into public construction projects across the region. Since 2016, more than 300,000 tons of ash have been repurposed, achieving a 98% reuse rate.
目前为止呢，那我们这几年总计已经回运了大约是将近30万吨。那这些年我们透过这个不断的资源循环的一个推动呢，希望让民众能够了解到，其实这样子的废弃物呢是可以成为产品。
The county hopes these efforts will not only showcase the potential of sustainable waste management, but also inspire broader adoption of circular economy practices across Taiwan. From essential infrastructure to creative artful designs, Yunlin aims to show how sustainability can be both practical and beautiful. Patrick Chen and Billy Wu for TaiwanPlus.
Renowned calligraphers are gathering at Taipei's National Palace Museum to celebrate the Lunar New Year. They're writing pairs of spring couplets, festive phrases inked on red paper as holiday decorations. The museum hopes the activity promotes calligraphy while spreading festive cheer for the new year. The event also celebrates the iconic museum's 100th anniversary later in 2025. Lots of people across Taiwan are heading home for the Lunar New Year holiday. But for people without homes, they don't usually have much to look forward to. But at least in one city, volunteers are helping this community join the New Year celebrations. Homeless people in eastern Taiwan are getting help to get into the Lunar New Year spirit. On Friday, a group of volunteers headed out to the streets of Taitung to provide the community with hot showers, new clothes, fresh haircuts, and warm wishes.
其实我们有能力去帮助别人，对，也号召大家都一起来做公益。
Government figures show around 3,000 people in Taiwan are homeless. Most of them are located in Taipei, where there are more opportunities to get help or resources. In other cities and counties, they can often be found in busy areas, such as train stations. Taiwan's government regularly sends social workers to check up on these individuals and provide them with food and warm clothing.
顺道可以盘点一下我的游民有没有离开，或者是谁又去外县市工作了。
And now with the Lunar New Year holidays, they're doing what they can do to give these individuals not just necessities, but more importantly, a fresh start. Fu Hua-hong and Sanny Chi for TaiwanPlus. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Before we go, we're heading to Indonesia's National Museum, where over 800 artifacts, once taken by the Dutch, are now returned and on display. I'm Sanny Chi, take care and see you next time.
Oh, and you two, come.
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Oh.
May the year of the snake inspire new beginning.
Bringing you transformation, peace, prosperity,
Health, wealth, and all things wonderful.
Wishing you a healthy and prosperous year of the snake.
Happy Lunar New Year!
Bringing in the new year with Rattle and Charm. TaiwanPlus.